write a book.
The book was like leached out of me. I didn't know what I was. I just knew I had been a witness that very few people are going to get to see close up, and that I needed to speak out, to talk, to write, just to take people there. That's all I set out to do.
You blame the government, you blame drugs, you blame blacks, you blame the Percys, you blame the kids for being there. What about Matthew Poncelet?
The book led to the movie, Dead Man Walking, which won an Oscar for Susan Sarandon.
I think I was always worried that she wouldn't like it, or that we wouldn't be fair enough to everybody. You know, it's just, we were trying to do something really tough.
Sister Helen worked closely on the movie with director Tim Robbins.
Tim was clear, I was very clear. The deepest moral question about the death penalty is not what to do about innocent people. People all know innocent people should be executed. But what about somebody really guilty and not lovable? What about that? That's the deepest moral question.
For a story that began here in a poor New Orleans neighborhood, the world of opera may seem remote. But opera has always dealt with intense passions and told stories of death and vengeance, making Dead Man Walking perhaps the perfect story for a grand opera.
The whole spectrum of human beings needs to be reached in this. So opera, bring it on. Let's go. Let's go with the music. And people all decked out and coming into the opera house are going to get a chance to reflect on something very profound.
I don't mind taking a risk. It's nerve-wracking, but I don't mind it.
Dead Man Walking is the latest risk for San Francisco opera director Lotfi Mansouri.
I always wanted to prove that opera is an art form that can deal with any topic.
Mansouri has already helped develop new American operas based on the assassination of political leader Harvey Milk and Arab-Israeli tensions in the death of Klinghoffer.
If an opera can deal with a conflict of Palestine and Israel, now what could be really more contemporary and such an incredibly major issue? It can deal with the concept of the death penalty.
I saw it right from the beginning as a very intimate story.
Mansouri commissioned JAKE HEGGIE, a composer who had never written a full-length opera, to compose the score.
I never saw our opera as an opera about the death penalty.
He still insists that he's innocent. A man like that will never see the face of our Lord.
It's very much about the connections person to person, but these huge emotions and these huge personal conflicts that sort of take over. Love, hate, anger, damnation, redemption. That's the stuff of real opera.
The opera worked. Critics raved and box office records were broken. For his role as the man forced to face his guilt and his execution, singer John Packard visited death row and kept a diary.
What I see brings tears to my eyes. There are 5 inmates out in the yard. Their age is what moves me. None of them is over 30, and most look under 20. If not for the pens, I would have thought I was looking down on a schoolyard.
My first reaction was that I just felt completely daunted by it. The intensity of emotion.
Susan Graham portrays Sister Helen.
Opera is full of overwhelming emotions, but somehow this is different because it's in our own time, and these are people we see every day.
The condemned man's mother is sung by opera star Frederica von Stade.
Knowing your son is going and that you are probably partially responsible for creating this whole situation through circumstances beyond your control, I just think about as much as a mother can bear.
What do you hope people will come away from the opera with?
Reflecting on their own lives. Where in my life do I face forgiveness? That people will be going into the deeper parts of their own souls.